What is up, my dudes? It's Pac-Man here, and today I really want to clear something up that's been on my mind recently, and it's to do with the ranking system in Rainbow Six Siege, and other games for that matter. A ton of you guys comment on my videos saying something along the lines of, I'm playing in silver and I've been trying to make that push to gold for months now and I can't seem to get there and it's really getting me down, and other things like that, right? And look, I get it. I'm the same. I played all of last season in Plat 2, and I would have loved to sneak into Plat 1 towards the end, as it would have given me, that sense of achievement. But that's where I draw the line. I don't look at it and think, God, I wish I could make Plat 1 because that would mean I'm a better player. Because that's just simply not the case. The reason why I think that way is because I fully understand that your rank literally doesn't matter, and it is not a fair way of estimating how good or bad you are, and there are a few reasons for that. So kick back, relax, and let me explain why caring about your rank too much could be holding you back, and why it really doesn't matter that much. Okay, so first things first, let's look at what your rank actually is. In Rainbow Six Siege, your rank is solely based on your win-loss ratio. You gain ELO when you win a game, and you lose ELO when you lose a game. The total amount of ELO you have determines what rank you are. So when you look at it that way, all your rank does is determine how often you win games of ranked versus how often you lose games of ranked. And it doesn't take into consideration things like your kill-death ratio, the points you get for planting a bomb, or anything else like that. It is literally all based on wins and losses. Now, the reason it is set up this way is because Siege is supposed to be a team-based game, and it really doesn't matter how many kills you got if you ended up losing the match. Now, before we go any further, I'm not standing here trying to say that it would be more accurate if it was based on all of those factors, or, how they could improve the ranking system. I'm literally just stating what it is. A determination of your win-loss ratio in all of your ranked matches. Now let's take a look at why ranked is in the game at all. Ranked is used as a way to keep the game fair for newer players and to challenge those who have committed to learning the game over a longer period of time. It's there to give you an indication of the level you currently play at, and to make sure that you are not constantly matched against players of much higher skill, and to keep you from destroying those who you are clearly better than. It separates the community, and distributes the skill level as best it can. So if you are winning every game that you play in ranked, you will gradually be moved into higher ranks against other players with a higher win-loss ratio than those who you beat. Over time, as you are placed into higher and higher ranks, you should find it harder to consistently win games, and the matches should in turn be more even. And that is the point of ranked. To keep the games fair and give you an indication as to what level of players you should be facing. So now that we know what your rank actually is, let's take a look at why it's not a true indicator of your own personal skill level. So like I mentioned before, ranked only accounts for one factor, which is your win-loss ratio. It doesn't take anything else into consideration, like your kill-death ratio, or how many points you get, or whether you're playing Thermite or Ash. But it also doesn't take into consideration things like your mechanical skill, your in-game leadership, your game sense, your map knowledge. It literally doesn't care about any of those things. All it cares about is how many games you win versus how many games you lose. It also doesn't really care if you're playing by yourself, with 4 other randoms, or if you're playing with the same 5 stack every day. Again, it just cares about wins and losses. Think about it like a girl who only cares about how much money you make. Sure, one guy might make double the amount of someone else, but is that a true indicator as to who is the better person overall? Of course not. So why would a ranking system that only cares about your win-loss ratio be a true indicator of your actual skill level? The short answer is, it's not. Think about it, guys. If you were watching someone's gameplay and you weren't given any information about their rank, would you be able to tell whether or not they were a skilled player? Of course you would. You would know by things like their mechanical skill, their ability to adapt, and other key factors that go into actual skill. So why are you so worried about your rank? There are tons and tons of other factors which also come into play, like, whether or not you're a strong communicator. How are you in a team environment? What is your willingness to learn? How big is your potential to improve? How motivated are you to win? All of these things also come into play when looking at someone's actual skill level, and more importantly, their value to a team. Do you think when Virtue from Fnatic was asked to join G2, that they asked him what rank he is? No, like, of course they didn't. Because, you know, those at the highest level understand that the reality is your rank doesn't actually determine your skill level. Also, because they're all champions, but, you know, you get my point. So why is caring about your rank so much holding you back from your true potential? I've said this in a few of my videos in the past, and I'll say it again. When it comes to improvement, losing does not matter. It's actually your friend, because we either win or we learn. How many of you guys would say that you spend a lot of your time waiting for your 5-stack to hop on, or, you know, not wanting to solo queue out of fear of losing elo? Don't feel bad about it. It's common. It happens all the time. But, you know, unfortunately, it's just not a good way of thinking if your actual goal is improvement. That time you spend in casual or just, you know, sitting on the main menu could have been spent playing the game, you know, against players of your own skill level working on your craft. But instead, you decided to wait around out of a fear of losing elo. And that's only the time side of things. It also has an effect on your mood. When you lose a few games in a row, you should, to a certain extent, feel happy, you know, that you found holes in your games. And you know where you need to improve in order to get to the next level. And that's the same reason that amateur teams try to scrim pro league teams. It's not because they want to get beat, it's so they know what they need to do in order to play at that level, and how they have to adapt. But because you care just a little bit too much about what rank you are, you're feeling frustrated and down, and that is a fast way to halt improvement. Putting too much focus on rank can lead to tilting and frustration, when you should be focusing your energy on improving. You have to lose your way to the top, it's the only option. So lastly, let's look at why you should focus on improvement and not on ranking up. Realistically, if you put someone ranked champion in bronze, how long do you think it would take them to get to silver? Not very long at all would be my guess, because they would simply be too good for the rank they're put in. And if you put a silver player in champion, how long do you think they would stay there? Again, not very long would be my guess, because they'd likely be outclassed. You see, as much as I say your rank doesn't take everything into account, it is still an indicator as to what type of players you're best matched against. Does it tell the full story? Definitely not. But like I said at the beginning of the video, it's just a way to keep matches as fair as possible, and that is literally why we have a ranking system. But what makes that champion player so good isn't his rank. It's the time he has spent working on his craft and the dedication that he has put into the game. He has his mechanics down pat, his map knowledge is top level, he has learnt most of what he needs to learn, and that's why he's able to beat players in the lower ranks. Not because he is ranked champion, because he has improved enough over time to earn that champion rank. Imagine a soccer player who spent every day saying that they just wanted to play in Division A, but no matter what, they are constantly stuck in Division B. What advice would you give them? Would you tell them to get frustrated at the fact that they're playing in Division B, and only to play when all of their best teammates are available to play with them? Or would you tell them that if they really want to play in Division A, they need to spend more time on the training ground, working on the skills necessary to play at the next level? Siege is the exact same thing. Your current rank literally means nothing. It is a simple way to keep games fair, so don't worry about it. Focus on improvement and honing in on your skills, and the rest will follow with time. So to finish off this video, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. I definitely don't want you guys to watch this video and then head off into ranked and spam in chat, "I don't care bro, it's just ranked," or have a toxic, lazy attitude towards it. All I mean is that you should try your best to strip away the fear of losing without losing the motivation to win. It's a fine balance, but I promise if you can find that balance, you will soon be improving faster than ever before. Lastly, I don't mean for this video to come across like you shouldn't care about your rank whatsoever, or that you shouldn't want to achieve a higher rank, in the future. All I'm trying to say is that you should go easy on yourself, and understand that these things take time, especially in a game like Siege. Sure, it would be great if I was a champion right now. I'd be able to put that in all of my titles and thumbnails, and I bet I'd get way more views. But I would be absolutely lying to your face if I was to try and tell you that it keeps me up at night. I will spend my time working away and improving on the areas that I am weak in, and I know that with time, it will come. So if you guys enjoyed the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. As an up-and-coming content creator here in the Siege community, it really does mean the world to me. But with that being said, guys, I hope you have found a new sense of motivation from watching this, and get out there and start smashing your goals. But without wasting any more of your time, I will see you in the next one. Peace.